If evil people hate you, well, you might be doing something right.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Much appreciated. Very good to talk to you. It was a real privilege.
You're welcome.
Yeah, good.
All right.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more with that statement right there, man. Evil people, the corrupt people that's been running behind the scenes are now being outed, and they can't deal with it. Hence why you have America up in arms about free speech, specifically CNN. And they wonder why they ratings are dropping, man, because y'all can't even admit the truth. And on top of that, they continue to try to create this rhetoric around Elon Musk purchasing X, and because they're afraid of him purchasing MSNBC. They're trying to put this rhetoric like he's pretty much the threat to democracy for allowing people to speak their minds, whether he agrees or disagrees. On CNN, Kari Champion, who warns that, quote, free speech won't be as free, end quote, under Trump, calls for free speech calls for speech regulations on X. Oh my gosh. And Scott Jennings, man, quickly replied with, how much regulation of the First Amendment are you up for?
Platforms are not regulated right now, which gives them carte blanche to whatever they want right now. Elon is not someone who likes to be regulated. And so to buy MSN, he would go under some federal regulations.
Who's regulating CNN right now?
The FCC.
We're not a broadcast, it's cable.
I mean, I don't really think cable stations are under the same regulatory structure
doesn't go over public airwaves.
that broadcast is.
It's definitely regulated more than than Facebook and
there's
Twitter.
Still, what she's saying is that there's still a litmus test of journalism that you have to pass. You can't come on TV and just make up things and say things. That happens on X. Please don't give me the eyebrow furrow as if you don't know what I'm talking about. It happens often on X. I can go and say the color.
Oh, so you can give him a face when you disagree, but he gives you a face and somehow that's an attack. Oh my gosh, these people, if nothing aligns with what they want or their echo chamber is automatically a threat, bro. You
what I'm talking about. It happens often on X. I can go and say the color is blue and I will be met with so many disrespectful remarks. No one's regulating the N-word. No one's regulating the criticism. No one is regulating how people are treated.
How much government regulation of the First Amendment are you for?
Let me tell you something. If I came on here and I just started calling you all kind of names.
He just straight crushed her. And she don't even know it. Like how much, like you're trying to, are you for free speech or you're not for free speech, man? On top of that, like Candace Owens said, life is tough. Get a helmet, shorty. Like, come on. I don't post stuff every day and people just come attack me. There's certain ththings that I know when I post, I'm definitely going to get some people to come through and say what they say. But I mean, it's public. Like, you'll be all right. The one thing that I've learned is being on this side of the camera is like, dog, comments are just comments, bro. Like, people be honored that people at least were able to tell you how they feel and was honest about it. That's a privilege.
Do you think the bosses would let me continue to do that?
I mean, it happens to me occasionally. I don't know if you watch the show.
Let me take it back a little bit.
And I just started calling you all kind of names. Do you think the bosses would let me continue to do that?
I mean, it happens to me occasionally. I don't know if you watch the show.
It doesn't happen to you, but it doesn't happen for me. And I know that I wouldn't be able to do that. There's a level of professionalism in what we do here because we are journalists and we adhere to something, at least morally. And there is no moral compass on this thing called.
You're also having
Wow. There's no moral compass. You have a man saying that, hey, we do have vicious, vile people out here who just going to spew hatred and all that. But even though we dislike them, we're going to give you the option to block them. But, also, if somebody start posting facts up that aren't, and they trying to present them as facts and they're not true, we're going to use community notes so we can debunk this. I don't see how anybody with common sense could, not like those terms and conditions. It's like, I didn't like what you had to say. I'm a little softy, so, or you're disturbing my peace in some way that I don't want to adhere to. Block. But y'all can't do that. I made a mistake now. I play these clips out of sync. But anyhow, here's that same woman, Kari, warning that free speech won't be as free under Trump. Moments later, she calls for free speech regulations, obviously.
X, and you said in some ways, always. I feel like X. I don't know if anyone is on it in any capacity. I don't know if you're on it. And you're the only one? You're on it? You all are on it? Okay. I've actually decided to take a rest of peace because it is not a peaceful place for me. And I know if in fact you don't
listen to how these Democrats branding the platform. It's not peaceful.
Agree with this current administration, most people can say that it's not a peaceful place. I wouldn't be surprised if there was an actual bid made to take on MSNBC, but the fact that it just can't happen in real life.
And we
it just can't.
It's not even for sale.
Yeah, it's not even officially for sale. It's not even realistic.
About maybe buying something.
It's not even realistic in real life, but I do believe that media, everyone sitting here at this table, if you don't agree, we're in for some tough years ahead. I do believe that we are not going to be able to be as safe or say what we want to. I don't think free speech is going to be as free.
Now, Scott, I want to bring you in here because this kind of linked to Orban.
These people are so irrelevant, man. They are just memes now. Like, that's the only purpose that they serve, because the stuff that they be talking about is comical. CNN, bro, equals clown emoji. Okay, I'm reading the comments. Grow up. Stop wasting our time. Read the U.S. Constitution. No one's regulating the criticism, end quote. If she can't tell us what a woman is, she's as knowledgeable as our latest Supreme Court justice. They tried to censor Robert Kennedy during a censorship hearing. I don't know why these people want censorship in the first place. I know why. They need to feel good. I mean, she explained it perfectly. She said, I'm leaving there. I'm going to Blue Sky because, I don't want to be over there where there's just so much hate and so much the wickedness, so to speak. You know what I mean? Oh my God, they want to be told that they're pretty and beautiful and, their thoughts matter and, nobody can disagree with you. Now, CNN, she tried to, this woman, she also tried to, my fault, y'all, it's my first video today. I got the jitters. I don't know why. Anyhow, she also tried to claim that X wasn't a balanced platform. Now, before I even show that clip, I want to show y'all what CNN just aired, a week ago?
One of the big reasons he bought Twitter/X is because he wanted to make it his own platform, remake it in his own image. And I think this really gets at it. Look at this. The party ID among those who regularly use X/Twitter for news. Back in 2022, 65% of those who regularly use Twitter/X for news were Democrats. Just 31% were Republicans. Look at where we are today. Just a completely different picture. Now it's basically split between Democrats at 48%, Republicans at 47%. And what I should note, Mr. Berman, is this new overall makeup matches the overall electorate far better. And more than that, John, look at where Mr. Musk's net worth is today versus where it was just 2 months ago. He is the richest man in the world by far. 2 months ago, look at this. His net worth was $252 billion. Look at where we are today, $314 billion. He is by far the richest man ever to be on this planet. So yes, he's not as popular. Yes, Twitter/X perhaps is not as popular, but it's a much different platform, one that more represents Elon Musk's, let's say, political instincts, and he is now a far wealthier man.
Oh, wow. We have a more balanced platform, literally, by your standards. You can then right after this is coming off of the cuffs of y'all saying that y'all report act. Who invented these people, man? Like, I really don't get it. So y'all see now, CNN just reported it themselves that the platform X is more balanced. You watch that woman sit there and say, oh, nobody believes that essentially. But yeah, and then on top of that, she said that, they have to report with morals and integrity and all that. But you literally just got debunked on your own platform. Yo, Scott, man, you out doing the Lord's work, bro. I'm telling you, let's read some of these comments, man. We got to. We have to. Somebody said, remember how X has always been framed as right-wing social media since Elon let that sink in? It's pretty much half and half, even in 2024. And what about the millions of people who consider themselves neither? The two-party system disenfranchised a huge part of the voter base, and I am sure over half of them are on X. Somebody said the power of X. Do they even factor in the same amount of bot accounts that were on X before the purge? You mean the new Democrat accounts, really? I'm not sure it's fully sunk in just now. Controlled and manipulated mass media has been in our country. Not until we've had a genuine alternative like X/Twitter to compare info sources. People are waking up, but the rot is so deep. Yes, people are waking up, but they're trying to frame this platform X to be just so vicious and vile and frame it as like a Trump platform because Elon Musk, decided to buy it. Really, he's somebody who helped bring it right back in the center, and they cannot stand it. They really can't. It's eating at them. So, just to take y'all back to the clip of when CNN said, quote, who's your source that X is more balanced than any other platform? Listen to what he says.
Also, I heard what you're saying about X. I saw a survey this week. It's now the most ideologically balanced user platform.
Scott, stop. It's too early. I just sat down. I've only been here for 2 minutes. You cannot continue to say
the show, but
you cannot say that.
So,
That's not the case.
So
Who's the source of that?
What I find, we reported it on this network.
It's not accurate, and you know it.
Okay, I'll let you make your statement.
Scott,
but my point is
can I reframe it a different way? Because the site changed radically, right? So whether you think the voices it is somehow more balanced now, that's fine. But no doubt Musk's influence is profound, and that you open it up and now you're there with his opinion, and he is now part of this administration. So does anyone else think that there should be this greater concern about billionaires purchasing media companies?
Okay. Would you be worried if Bill Gates controlled MSNBC?
No, because he's sane.
Because
These people are so entitled, man. So he literally says CNN was the source. And as he was trying to elaborate and give his point, they cut him off, all shut him down. And then she made her point, just trying to minimize what he said and then try to just move on. These people, I'm trying to tell you, dog. Oh my God. CNN reported it themselves, and that's why I had to play the clip before y'all seen that clip. They reported it themselves on that network that X is a more balanced platform. And then you now spread misinformation and disinformation when you say, no, that's not true. Come on, man. Somebody says, quote, does anyone else think there should be a concern about billionaires purchasing media companies? Right, but then you want to sit there and let you said it was cool if your boy Bill Gates did it. Why? Because he aligned. My fault, y'all having some technical issues, but it's aligning with the agenda. But yeah, let's read a few more comments. CNN, they just quote, they lost me at Bill Gates for sure. Is what somebody wrote. MSNBC is officially dead. CNN is definitely next. Like y'all just reported it like last week, bro. You guys are they are triggered up there. I'm gonna just say that, super triggered. Now, Charlie Kirk just posted this on X as well, where it says Americans are, quote, in love with the Trump transition and are giving it 2 thumbs up. Americans are, quote, excited and optimistic, end quote, about the upcoming Trump administration. And this is why these news companies are, scared. Because on top of him coming back to the administration, you got all of their ratings tanking. Now you got your boy Elon Musk over here like, how much does it cost? We are so back.
Take a look here. President Trump's transition net approval. You go back to November of 2016. Look at this. It was just at plus 1 point. Just at plus 1 point. That is well below the historical norm. Look at where we are today. Significantly higher. Plus 18 points. That's 17 points higher on the presidential transition net approval rating. The bottom line is this. If 8 years ago, Americans were lukewarm on Donald Trump, at this particular point, they're giving him much more the benefit of the doubt. A lot more Americans are in love with this transition. This much more meets the historical norms where normally presidents get that boost coming out of their victory. And what we're seeing here is Donald Trump's presidential transition is getting a thumbs up, and dare I say, 2 thumbs up from the American people.
And, we're still on the appointment phase at this point, but it does give insight to sort of where this team is thinking to lead some of these key departments, of course. But how do people feel about the prospects of his presidency, given the context of some of these picks?
Yeah, it's not just that they like what Donald Trump is doing right now. They're optimistic for the future. So, again, let's compare ourselves now versus where we were 8 years ago. And what you see 8 years ago, 53% of Americans were scared or concerned, the majority towards the upcoming Trump term. Look at where we are now. The shoe is on the other foot. 53% of Americans are excited or optimistic. It's flip-flop, where a narrow majority 8 years ago were scared or concerned about the upcoming Trump term. Now what we see is that the majority is excited or optimistic about the Trump term. So what we're just seeing is very different numbers from where we were 8 years ago. 8 years ago, folks really were not that in love with the Trump transition. Now they are, and more than that, looking forward to the upcoming Trump term. 8 years ago, the majority were scared or concerned. Now the majority are excited or optimistic.
Yeah, that was at a time where people actually believed legacy in mainstream media. 2024, common sense is winning. Y'all can't do nothing about it. Y'all mad.